The following video describes a simple tractor tire repair that can be performed by most customers. Additionally, we will identify how to determine if a tractor tire can be repaired with tire sealant or if the tractor tire should be taken to a tire repair facility. If it needs to be taken to a tire repair facility, we will demonstrate how to safely remove and reinstall the tractor tire. Please be advised, the tractor warranty covers defects in material and workmanship. Specifically excluded from the warranty is tire replacement or repair caused by punctures from outside objects such as nails, thorns, stumps, or glass. You should examine the tire to determine where the air is leaking. You can spray window cleaner on the tire or submerge the inflated tire in water to identify where the leak is located. This is the tread area of the tire. Most punctures in this area can be repaired. If there is a puncturing object in the tire, such as a screw or nail, do not remove it at this time. This is the sidewall area of the tire. Damage to this area cannot be repaired. If you have damage in this area, the tire must be replaced. If the puncture is to the tread area of the tire, a sealant can be used for the repair. Shown here are sealants that work well with tires on lawn and garden equipment. A 16-ounce bottle of sealant can be ordered from the parts section on the Sears.com website or purchased at any Sears parts store using part number 100032R. A 16-ounce bottle of sealant is also available in the lawn and garden department at Sears retail stores using stock number 24225. The 16-ounce bottle comes with a tool for removing the valve core from the tire valve stem and a tube to connect the bottle to the valve stem. You should follow the instructions on the label to use the sealant. Remember to always wear eye protection while making repairs. First, raise and support the tractor. Note the position of the valve stem. Rotate the tire so that the valve stem is either in the 5 o'clock or 7 o'clock position. Lower the tractor back to the level position. Next, slide one end of the transfer tube onto the bottle of tire sealant. Remove the valve core from the tire and slide the other end of the transfer tube onto the valve stem. Raise the container to a vertical position to identify the reference point of the sealant in the bottle. Slowly squeeze the sealant into the tire and check until the suggested quantity has been installed. It may be necessary to use more than one container of sealant to reach the quantity suggested for the tire repair. Once the proper quantity of sealant has been installed, remove the transfer tube from the valve stem. Reinstall the valve core into the valve stem. Inflate the tire to the proper pressure. The recommended tire pressure can be found on the sidewall of the tire. If the tire has a puncturing object in the tread, it can be removed at this time. If the puncturing object is a screw, it must be unscrewed out. Immediately drive the tractor 3 to 5 minutes to fully seal the tire puncture. It is recommended that you wear gloves and eye protection when removing and reinstalling tire assemblies. To remove the front tire, place blocks under both ends of the rear tire that is on the same side as the deflated tire. A floor jack should be used to raise the front of the tractor. Slide the jack stand under the front axle to support the tractor and then remove the jack. Next, remove the hubcap, clip ring, and washers from the wheel. Note the placement of the washers for proper reinstallation. Slide the front wheel off the spindle. There should be a hardened washer on the inside of the spindle. In many cases, this washer may stick to the inside of the wheel. Locate the washer and put it with the other parts so that it is not misplaced. You can now take the tire assembly to a tire repair facility for repair or replacement. Note, only factory authorized parts should be used. A new tractor tire should be purchased through Sears.com, a local Sears parts store, or by calling 1-800-4MY-HOME. Prior to reinstallation of the front tire assembly, the grease fitting at the hub of the wheel should be cleaned. Install the hardened washer onto the spindle, followed by the front tire. Install the washers, clip ring, and hubcap. If you have a grease gun available, grease the fittings on both wheels and the front axle. Removing the rear wheel is similar to the removal of the front wheel. Anti-seize lubricant should be purchased for proper wheel reinstallation. Anti-seize can be purchased from a Sears Auto Center. First, block the front wheel on the same side as the rear wheel to be removed. Remove the hubcap, E-ring, and washers. Note their placement. Use a jack to raise the rear of the tractor and install a jack stand for support. Remove the jack from under the tractor. Now the rear tire assembly can be safely removed. There is an axle key which locks the rear wheel to the rear axle. When the wheel assembly is removed, the key may stick to the axle or it may stick to the inside of the rear wheel hub. There is a lubricant called anti-seize that coats the surface between the axle and the rim. Wipe the anti-seize from the axle key for easier handling. Place the axle key in the same container with the E-ring and washers. You can now take the tire assembly to a tire repair facility for repair or replacement. Note the position of all the parts. Before reinstallation of the wheel assembly, distribute the anti-seize around the rear axle with a paper towel. Anti-seize is needed or the rim may seize to the axle. Follow guidelines as listed on the anti-seize packaging. Before replacing the rear tire assembly, make sure that the washer and spacer have been installed. Install the rear wheel assembly onto the axle. Rotate the rear wheel assembly to align the slots for the axle key, and then reinstall the key. Next, install the washers, E-ring, and hubcap. Use the jack to raise the tractor so you can remove the jack stand and lower the tractor to the ground. You can also remove the blocks from the front wheel. If you feel these repairs are beyond your capabilities after seeing this video, you can call 1-800-4MY-HOME to schedule a service call.